So we're going to start with moisturising the skin. The key to any good makeup look is having a really well hydrated skin. Massage it really well into the skin to get the blood flowing. This will naturally plump out the skin. I'm going in with a Rimmel foundation called Wake Me Up.
Now this is something I used to use as a teenager.
The Rimmel?
Yeah.
This foundation is a light to medium coverage, so it's also ideal because you don't want something that's going to completely mask the skin. This is the Healthy Mix Concealer and it's in the shade Light Radiance. It's like an apricot tone, and the reason that I'm using an apricot tone is because it helps to counteract any blue or dark circles under the eyes. And with concealers, it's always best to do a little. So this concealer is doing the job of colour correcting. We're going to go in after now with a light reflecting highlighter. A lot of people get the two of them confused. So the reason I use two is because one conceals, the other reflects the light and brightens the skin. Now I'm going to use the light reflector.
Oh, okay.
So this is a star product. I use this on everyone. It's just a brilliant light reflecting product. It's the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in Radiant Rose, and I'm going to map out your face a little bit, so this is going to look a bit funny. Starting from the right on the inner corner of the eye, where it's like on the bone, that's where we're most dark because it's on a bone. So you want to put the most product there and just do little strokes. Again, you don't have to put too much down the bridge of the nose or under the cheek, because remember, we want to reflect the light out, not suck it in. So where any smile lines are, on the cupid's bow, chin, and on the forehead. And it's also nice to just pop a little bit over the arch of the brow, and that helps to bring out the face. So you're looking very ready to go right now.
Here's one I prepared.
With the same brush as we used for concealer, I'm just going to go and buff that in with really, really light strokes. And the reason I use really light strokes is because when you're very harsh with your hand, you're sort of rubbing the product off rather than into the skin, so lighter strokes is the way to go. And I'm just tapping it in, and then we're going to go over it with our foundation brush again, just to give it that airbrushed look.
I have to say I'm impressed with your ambidextrousness, if that's the word.
Oh my god. That's happened to me since I started doing makeup the past 5 years, I'd say.
Amazing. You literally, one hand to the other is exactly...
Yeah, you have to adapt when you're working, especially when you're working in really difficult environments. So for the eyes, I'm going to start by using an eye base called Painterly from MAC. And this is like a pinky, taupey colour. And the idea behind this is to neutralise the lid, because everyone has bluey, veiny lids. Or really dark lid, depending on your skin tone. Our lids are all discoloured. It's just a natural.
While you're talking about colour, because I have sort of bluey grey eyes, depending what time of day it is, it feels like. What colour eyeshadows would you normally put on bluey eyes? You know, as you get older, because as you get young, when you're younger, you try everything. But
you can try, I know. Well, that's another misconception. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean, I think the more you get older, the more you should embrace colours. I don't know, that's just me, but don't be afraid of colour first of all. But to get back to your question, when we talk about eye colours, we look at the colour wheel, and I'm not going to go into colour theory because we'll be here all night, but just generally speaking, bluey grey eyes work best with browns, golds, but warm browns and golds.
Okay.
So you've got a gorgeous arch. I don't need to do too much work. So what I'm going to do is go in with a very fine pencil This is a retractable eyebrow pencil from MAC, and it's very fine, and the reason I like it like this is because you can almost mimic the hair strokes, like in microblading, yourself, as opposed to a very thick pencil or marker. So it just allows you to create that look that you want without overdoing it. So I'm using a really beautiful palette by Marc Jacobs called Lolita. It's perfect because it's very neutral, but it has a few glittery, shimmery shades thrown in there. So you could use every single shade if you want, or you could just use one or two, or mix it up however you like. And I'm a big fan of neutral palettes because they're the colours that you can do the most with. So I'm going to go with the lightest colour first, all over the lid. This will set the paint pot as well, so we definitely won't have any creasing. We're really making the eyeshadow bulletproof here. I'm going to use my favourite eye pencil from MAC, which is Teddy, a really nice soft kohl, and I'm going to line the lid just in soft feathery strokes close to the lash line. I'm going to blend it out in the same shape as we drew it on, and without any effort at all, I'm creating a very, very quick traditional smoky eye. A mix of two goldy bronzy, making up words here, shades, and I'm going to sweep them all across the lid. Focusing, if you notice, I started on the center. Why? Because I want to really draw attention to the middle and work it out. Open your eye. So you can see instantly, compared to this eye just looks so much bigger, so much fresher, and very pretty. And we've got a gorgeous, natural, soft eye going on, which can be left like that. But because it's close to Christmas, because I think makeup is for all ages and there's no, limits to what you can do, I'm going to smoke it up even more with a dark brown. So taking the darkest brown in my palette, look at the outside of the eye. It's like a V or a C shape. Just follow that very slightly and build. And I'm actually contouring the eye by doing this, creating a lot of depth and adding more of a smoky effect. Just bringing it in very slightly. Open your eye there. You can see the difference. Today we're going to use glitter because it's Christmas, but use more dense brush, just because when you use a fluffy brush with glittery products, it just like blows them all over the place. Yeah, exactly. And we'll just right into the center. And I'm going to go back to the skin, and I'm going to use a very light layer of powder on the skin. This is Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC. Again, it gives like an airbrush effect to the skin. It doesn't really add coverage. It just adds a bit of luminosity and just helps to even out the skin and set the makeup. And if you notice, I'm patting. I don't want to move the product underneath around. I'm going to use Breath of Plum blush by MAC, which is a very pretty flushed pink.
So this is where I have problems where to put my blush.
Where to place the brush. So you really want it on the apples of the cheek. If you want to create like a nice kind of glowy, youthful look, the apples of the cheek is where to go, because it's where we naturally blush.
Okay.
You can go a bit 80s and go a bit higher if you want, if you want to be a bit more, that can be more kind of sexy and severe, but in general I would suggest, doing it on the apples. Now you can do it the old fashioned way, you can pinch your cheeks and see where you naturally blush, or you can do a bit of a smile like you're doing now. Just find the apple, place most of the product there, and then bring it out. So the colour is like, it's almost becoming like a gradient. It's not just like a dollop of pink all across.
I do the stripe, I look like the Robert Palmer video models, you know. Or I like to think I look like the Robert Palmer video models. I know, but that's my makeup.
I'm just going to use a nice cream highlighter called Hush from MAC, and I'm going to press it into the powder instead of rubbing it, so you don't get any chalkiness, you just get this gorgeous glow. And put some on the bridge of the nose. Fab. It's amazing how instant it just draws the light to the face. Cupid's bow. Now, I'm sure anyone watching is like, are you not going to contour the face? Again, like I said in our last video, you don't have to overdo it. I'm just going to lightly contour the face in our number 3 motion. So slightly on the temple, sweep it under the cheekbone and under the chin. Well, looking at that now, I don't know how anyone hired me. You know, it really is, with anything, practice makes perfect. The beauty about makeup, and I always say it, is you can just wash it off and start again. True. You know? Just in a nice wriggling motion. Going out, and I'm using magenta from MAC to line the lips. Work my way out just in feathery strokes. And when I say overdraw the lips, I'm really very, very slightly overdrawing them. Monique, you have really nice shaped lips anyway, so we don't need to do too much work. The edges. And now we're going to go in with a gorgeous lipstick called Violet Fatale by Tom Ford.
Where do they come up with these names?
I haven't got it. Makes you buy them though. Okay, so you can see I've applied most of that with the bullet to the centre of the lip. Now if I was doing my own makeup, I would use the shape of the lipstick and everything. This is why the lipsticks are shaped like that, to go around the curves, but because I'm applying makeup on someone else, I'm going to go in and just perfect it with the brush. It's just easier, but that's not saying that you need to do your lips with a lip brush. You can actually go back in with the lip liner if you feel like you need a bit more definition. But I'm just going to stop here because Monique doesn't need it. And there you have it. Beautiful makeup for mature skin. We have used loads of shimmery products and glowy products, and I just think you look radiant, healthy and gorgeous.
Thank you very much. Gorgeous.